Hi everyone, welcome again to Bake Your Way Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a chocolate ganache. And if you saw my previous video, I made fudgy brownies with peppermint or candy cane on top. Very delicious. But this is an alternative way. Instead of the candy canes, you can put a ganache on top. And it doesn't even need to go on brownies. You can make truffles out of this. This is a perfect Valentine's treat. You can come together, and let me tell you, it'll impress that special someone in your life. So I'll just take you, it's so simple. There's just a handful of ingredients, and it's just about putting it together, letting it set, and man, they taste amazing. It's definitely worth it. So what we're going to need to do is get a glass bowl over a saucepan, and we're going to need about 113 grams of either bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm using a bittersweet. It's 66% a Mexican cocoa berry. It's a high-quality chocolate. You definitely want to use the highest quality chocolate in this because chocolate is the prominent ingredient, and the quality of the chocolate will make a difference. You're going to want to add just a touch of salt. Not much, just a touch. You're going to want a couple teaspoons of butter. So there, I put that in. And a third of a cup of whipping cream. And it needs to be whipping cream, so at least 35% butter. The fat content needs to be 35% at least, at the bare minimum. So those are the primary ingredients to making a basic ganache. You'll see I'm going to talk to you in a second about the ingredients that I have over there, but for now I'm going to put this on the stove and let this all mix to combine. I'll show you what it looks like before. So it's kind of a mess right now, but we're going to put it over a saucepan and let it melt. Chocolate ganache is now done. You can see exactly how it looks. The bowl is still a little hot, but that's what you're looking for. And that gloss, that shine that you get from the ganache, that's because we added the butter. If we didn't add the butter, we wouldn't get that. So now, I'm going to divide this up, and I actually changed my mind. I'm going to do orange extract instead of almond, because, you know, I love cherry oranges, and yeah, so I wanted to get that. So this is only, this is a small ganache. You can easily double this recipe, especially if you're making this, if you're like making a box of chocolates or something, or you're doing this for a bunch of people, you can easily double this. I added in about just under half a teaspoon of the orange. I really want that orange flavor. So I got 2 small spoons here. All you need to do is just mix these together. You want to incorporate the extract well. There we go. So this one's all mixed in. They're both going to be amazing. That chocolate smell, it's incredible. And again, as I mentioned earlier in this video, you need to use good quality chocolate, especially if you're going out of your way to make a ganache. And I really shouldn't say going out of your way, because this is literally 20 minutes. It's just, it needs to set in the fridge. But other than that, like, this takes no time to make. Alright, so our 2 ganaches are done. So now all we need to do is wrap this in plastic, put it in the fridge for several hours. I would definitely say overnight. It really needs time to set. I wouldn't put it in the freezer. It just needs a long time to set, so you definitely need to do this the day before. And then you'll see me tomorrow, and I'm going to roll them into balls. But for now, this is your typical ganache. You can do a lot with it. Alright, so the truffles haven't had time to set, and I just gave them a quick mix. They're just out of the fridge. They need a few minutes just to set. I've got some ingredients here, because we're going to roll them into balls. And I've got some crushed up candy canes, whoops, that I left over, some cocoa powder, and some powdered sugar. And we can roll the balls and then try just a little bit of each. You can play around. You don't need to add the toppings, you can just roll them and just leave it as is, but this just garnishes it well with either the cocoa powder, the powdered sugar, or like crushed candy canes. You could even use nuts, so the opportunity is endless. So all we're going to do is roll it, put it on a baking sheet, and put it in the freezer, but I'll just let this set for a few minutes. Alright, so I've rolled out 4 already. I rolled out 1 just on its own here. I rolled and dropped in cocoa powder and just did that, and then this is one with candy cane, this one with powdered sugar. As you can see, when you work with truffles, your hands get so messy, and this is completely normal if this happens to you. And if you're trying to make them perfectly round, good luck, because it's hard. So all I do is I roll it out, and I dip it in. I'll do it in the cocoa powder again, and you just roll it, and you just put the cocoa powder or whatever you're going to use in just a small ramekin or a little bowl to put it in, and you simply place it on there. And now make sure, if you're using, like, this is the truffle with the orange extract, make sure you separate your truffles and make sure you thoroughly wash your hands between using them, because otherwise you're going to get a mixture of flavors in the second truffle. You want to make sure that each truffle flavor that you're using is distinct. So I will continue to roll it out and I'll show you what it looks like. So I finally managed to get all the chocolate off my hands, and so I believe I got about 25, 26 truffles out of this, and it's going to vary for you depending on how big you make them. So as you can see here, we've got the ones with the crushed candy canes. I did most of them with the cocoa powder because I just think it looks best that way, and I only did a couple with the confectioner's sugar because I don't know, I just didn't like the look as much as the other two. But as I mentioned, it doesn't need to be these in particular. You don't even need to roll them in anything. These were just my choices. You could also do raw sugar. Raw sugar would be a good option. Like it'll add an extra crunch, like a ginger cookie. But the candy canes will do the same. So now that these are rolled out, now that you've rolled them out and everything, all they need to do is just set in the fridge for a few hours, and then you can eat them. And you can serve them. They're great for Valentine's Day, any occasion really, and everyone loves them. And so you just keep them in the refrigerator until you use them, and whatever you don't use, you just keep in the refrigerator. And they'll be good for over a week, I would say. They're great on their own, or I really like it with just a glass of milk. They're quite decadent, quite rich. Again, make sure you use a good quality chocolate to have an optimal end result. And yeah, so these are chocolate truffles. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.